welcome to Over Booked and Underqualified. My name is Sam.
I'm Liv.
And this is our last episode on Brimstone.
I know, we've come a long way.
We have, yeah. We ripped through the last half of this book.
Yeah,
so,
we did. Also, Merry Christmas Eve.
Yes, so woohoo! And obviously, happy holidays to anybody else.
Yep.
Love it over here.
We're
Cozy
celebrating.
today.
Cheers with our coffee. Getting in the holiday spirit. We got our jammies on.
Jammies, gotta be comfy to talk about books.
For sure, yeah. We're cozy. Also,
Yeah.
What is it, -8 here?
Yeah, when I got out this morning, it was -15.
Yeah, so we're extra cozy because we're loving this Minnesota winter weather.
We turned the heater on very early for this episode.
At least there is snow for Christmas, and
Very
it's
true.
like staying.
It has not been like that the past couple of years, so no complaints from me.
Nope. All right, well, let's jump right into it.
Okay, so this is chapter 36 through 52.
Yep, so
We're starting off at 36. So we ended kind of on a cliffhanger in our last one. Not necessarily because we knew Archer was going to live, but it was a very devastating chapter.
Yeah, yep.
My first note on this one is, again, we love Archer. I think he's so cute. Him being all proud that he's an inch taller.
Oh, I know.
So cute.
He's just the best.
He's just heartwarming.
He's
I
a
love
sweet
it.
little character.
I know. What is your first note?
Hayden's awake.
Yes, that was my next one. Hayden is awake.
I don't know. They didn't have this happy reunion hugging each other like they both thought. I thought it was just he kind of got put in his place a little bit.
I literally said Hayden is a brat.
Yeah.
Him being like, we just always had more food. So basically Hayden accuses her of having worked with Madra, which is insane.
Yeah, he was she really put him in his place, which is good.
Yeah, and the fact that I thought that it was really interesting that Madra was using her as a martyr, I feel like it just shows how smart Madra is.
I'm really feeling like we underestimated her. Or I feel like I personally underestimated her.
I agree.
A little bit.
I feel like I also underestimated her because she's just been alone, ruling so easily.
Yeah.
I just assumed that she was living in comfort and not
Yep.
really thinking. And I also felt like she was really annoying in the end of the last book, and it made her seem beggy and whiny in Quicksilver. So in this book, I feel like we got a completely different perspective on her.
Yeah, for
She's
sure.
very smart. But yeah, I literally said that Hayden is a brat. I cannot believe that he just was like, we had more food and life was so comfortable. And Saris was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I did have a moment where she kind of made me upset. 4:45, she says, I need to go back and set things straight, all my contacts, la 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 la. I'm like, no, what are you doing? You hated it there. Why are you carrying it?
Yeah, I need to go back for my contacts. Girlfriend, you're a half vampire, half fae.
Yeah.
They're going to be running away from you.
I'm like, you dumb bee. You don't want to go back. You're in this cool new world. You got a sweet pet.
Smoking hot, mate.
Life's good.
What do you need to go back there for?
Shut up about going back there.
All you need to go back for is Elroy, and I'm going to stand 2 feet down on that.
Anyway, then her brimstone rune starts burning and scene, right?
Okay, I wrote that I love that they're intertwining, that the runes are intertwining.
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of thinking that it was a rune per finger. I wasn't thinking that it was the Quicksilver rune, the Brimstone rune. So I really liked that imagery. I thought it was super cool. In this chapter, they also talk about how she's reading the book. And she talks about how sealing this magic will come at a great cost to your soul. What the fuck does that mean?
I know. It said, you will unlock a door within yourself that will be hard to close. I was like, okay, is that trauma or what are we talking here?
Why are we so spooky?
Yeah, what's with the ominousness? If that's a word, not having it. But do you think she'll read ahead? At this point, I was like, I really think, would you read ahead in Adina's book?
I literally just said, can't imagine how hard it would be to not skip ahead.
I feel like especially you're so nosy.
I I can't imagine feeling like you're in such peril.
Well,
And there's
yeah.
such devastation going on around. They're like, ah.
Yeah, just
have-
reading these ominous notes.
I have
like,
everything laid out for you, and you'll know the end, but you wait.
I know, it's so the worst. I'm actually kind of though loving the mystery aspect of having, like these tasks to complete for Medina.
Yeah.
Like I'm really enjoying that aspect of the book thing. I don't know, it's almost like a mystery. Like we're trying
Yeah.
to solve like all these like little cryptic texts.
I agree.
And then we got to see what happens.
I was also kind of having a hard time though, because it was like, read this one on when you're at the top of the White Mountains. And I'm like, couldn't they just be like, all right, let's go to the White Mountains? So I was just kind of confused on that front. Wouldn't it be easy to like make what happens next happen? Does that make sense?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, shut up. My last note is Ren is missing. I'm scared.
Oh, I know, same. I was kind of wondering about him. He was just sort of floating off, and I made a
Yeah.
note. I think Belly might have a hold on him.
Enough with the belly. I'm done.
It's just easier to write.
It's making me feel like I'm in Christmas garb thinking about Santa.
You should be thinking about Santa at all times.
Ho, ho,
What else did I put? Oh, an appointment awaits. That was the text from the book before she goes into the ball.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, ooh, who are we?
Also,
Did you have any guesses on who it would be?
No, I did not.
I didn't either. I was hoping you would.
I didn't. I was feeling very much like I want to get into the ball. I was really excited for the ball. I don't know why, but I mean,
Really?
yeah.
I just got a bad feeling about the ball.
I think
Anyway,
that's probably why I was excited about it. I knew it was going to be action.
something needed to be happening.
I knew that there was going to be the plot was going to be plotting at the ball. So,
Chapter 37,
yes.
right? So
yeah.
this is the 3 minutes chapter.
I was crying, Fisher feeling his mom's presence and like telling himself, stop it, you're being childish.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Murder
gosh.
me. It's so sweet and it's so, again, it just a testament to how good of a mother he had that she was just walking around with him. Oh, so sweet. This book has been really sad for me.
Yeah, it's really hitting the feels for sure. Yeah, I put again, it would be so hard not to look in the book for all answers.
Mm-hmm.
We have our sexy scene, Fisher's mouth. Oh man, this scene
Yeah.
was.
The mirror.
Woo-wee!
The mirror
I
was
really
so
liked
good.
this one. That
I
was
did
good.
too.
And when Tal's at the door.
I know. I can hear you.
Yeah.
And they're basically like,
And that just really put the nail in the coffin. Like, I didn't feel any sexual
No.
tension there. Like,
I
the
kind of-
love triangle is dead.
the love triangle, I feel like, was dead when Carrion said, nah, bro.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I know, but that was like the ending.
I
like,
get you,
there was
I
no
get you.
residual anything there, so I'm done with that, right?
yeah. I also said, what the fuck is with her and dresses? This woman made a dress that fits her so perfectly, she had to be sewn into it. And she's like,
My dream.
ew.
I know. I'm like, who are you trying to prove to? Like,
Put that fucking ball gown on and twirl.
I know.
Stop it.
I
Every
agree.
single fantasy, girls are always like, I need my pants. Why?
Okay, I like the pants thing. Like, you can't be running around in these ball gowns, but when you're going to a
get that.
legit ball, like, now's the time, right?
Yes, and I understand. But when there's like, ew, dresses, I'm like, for why? It's the softest silk you've ever felt in your entire life. You're being sewn into it. You've got Fae males basically dragging themselves across the floor to get to you, and you're like, I need my fighting leathers.
And yeah, it goes back to our last episode where I was just she was just pissing me off with that
Yeah.
whole thing. I'm like, get over yourself and put on the freaking dress and look good and be happy.
Obviously, your mate likes it.
Yeah. Anyways, oh, and the small magic he used on her dress.
Yes.
I love that.
The small magic is wily in this book.
It just keeps coming out of
I
nowhere.
know.
Nowhere.
I also was very mad. This is my last note. I said, we don't get to know what she read. I
know.
was so salty. I said, no, girl, show me that page from Adina's book.
Yeah, because she frantically reads it and then leaves us hanging. All right, done with this notes. Okay, so chapter 38.
Yes.
Oh, we have, okay. So this chapter and the last chapter, I freaking loved in Fisher's point of view.
I know, it
So
was
I actually
good.
kind of thought the opposite of you. I was kind of annoyed that we didn't get to know, but I loved how then we switched to Fisher.
And Fisher also doesn't know, obviously.
Well, and like Fisher's just like trying to navigate what is going through her head and what her plans are, and I really liked that POV.
Yeah, I agree. I loved Fisher's point of views throughout this entire book. I felt like it was so fun to get both. I just wrote a note. I was like, I'm curious about what it means to be enthralled. Like, I know that they described it for us, and you have to do anything that your master basically bids you to do, and all this kind of stuff. But I would just like love to have a conversation with someone who is enthralled to get an understanding. It was just so curious to me because all these Fae were walking around and serving people that were enthralled.
Yeah.
And I feel like I got the wrong idea about how vampires were made and feeders were made at the start of this, like at the start of Quicksilver.
Okay.
So I thought once you got bit, you had 3 days, 4 days max until you were a vampire.
Same.
I didn't think that there was an in between.
I don't think we needed like again a graph or something. Specifics. We didn't really until we got thrown into this with Ceres.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree. I feel like I was
No idea. I'm like, why aren't you guys all dead? How have you been here for years?
And like you said, we literally read the first book twice, and we're still
we're still missing shit. We're like, could we get some clarification?
We are confusion. It's fine.
We're here for the vibes, not the information.
Pretty much. So it kind of starts off with like extensive ink on Tal.
Yeah,
him and Fisher sort of shared a moment about that.
I wrote down like Tal's past with Fisher. This was really the first time we got anything beyond obviously him and Everlane being together.
Yeah, some backstory.
And him embarrassing his parents because he wanted to be like, what was it, a cartographer? So he wanted to make maps.
Yeah.
Having fresh clothes for Fisher in the maze every time he woke up.
Oh, yeah.
And then, and I also wrote, didn't think Tal would have tattoos. He doesn't strike me as a tattoo man.
I made a note and I said, maybe he was jealous of all of Fisher and Ceres' tattoos.
He wanted his own sexy tattoos.
He did. He was feeling left out. I would be the same way, so it's fine.
Who's your guys' tattoo artist?
Yeah. Can you just give me a card or something? We just have sex.
Good.
It's fine. Tal's like, damn it. I do that all the time. Nothing's happened.
Oh, it's so good.
I was kind of pissed, like, she didn't ask or get told more about the disembowelment before it happened.
Same.
Like, why didn't you ask more questions? Again, with her just being so...
oblivious. This entire book, her mind is elsewhere, I feel like, always.
Which is fair, but I'm also like, hey, this feels like a big deal. You're in front of all, like, I'd be like, oh my god, you're gonna do something to me in front of all these people. Give me the lowdown.
And, like, the other thing is, he's all about not embarrassing her. And then he has her puke in front of her entire court. Like, and not that puking is necessarily embarrassing, but sitting on a throne with a bucket in front of you doesn't sound great.
I was with Fisher when he was like, I'm gonna be tossing him up against the wall later and being like, what
the fuck?
What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah. We find more info about Tal, and I felt like that really humanized him a little bit.
I agree. It gave us a lot more backstory there, and a lot more of like an understanding of also why he might have fled outside of Zelvana.
Yeah.
Sounds like his family sucks.
Yeah, for sure. And then the next part is Cavan. I don't know how do you say his name.
I had some things before that.
Oh, okay, go for it.
So I was very curious about there must always be 5. Okay. You know how they were chanting that?
Yeah.
Why? What's the deal with 5? What's the number there? Is there something else like that we're missing?
Yeah.
Because they were talking about later on that the Hazrax never cast his vote and always like sustained. So that means that the vote could still be divided by 4.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just thought that was weird.
Okay.
I also wrote Fisher is sus of Tal.
He is. Yep.
And then I also, again, Kavan. Kavan? Is that how you say
so
it?
it's Fisher's ex-warrior guy.
Yes. I thought that it was really interesting that Fisher never thought that Malcolm would be scrounging through the battlefields and taking his soldiers.
Like, you think he was kind of dumb? Or what do you mean?
Dumb. It's just Fisher seems to have a grasp on literally everything for the most part. So it was really surprising to me that he was so surprised by the fact that, there are his warriors are here being vampires.
Yeah.
It was very interesting to me.
I felt really bad for him in that scene because I feel like, I guess I wouldn't have, but I see where you're coming from where, he should have. He normally has a really good grip on things. But I don't know. I feel like he got thrown into this whole thing.
Oh, 100%. And I'm not I wasn't mad about it. I just thought that it was more of a curious observation.
I think so too, yeah. And when he goes, how could I have been so blind? And it broke me. I felt really that was sad.
Especially when he was talking about, Kavan's story was really upsetting about how he was so loyal and so brave. Mm-hmm. And then Fisher saying he's teaching these vampires what I taught him.
I know.
So then there's an extra layer of guilt, basically being I equipped the vampires on how to fight us.
Yeah. Another interesting part, the next lady that comes up. Yeah, she has she has a face full of runes.
Yes.
So an ex-old alchemist.
I thought that was insane. Also, this lady was bonkers.
Bonks.
And it just...
The feeding farms thing.
And every time that these people are coming up and giving their, I want this, I didn't realize that they got to pick that they'd be the keeper of something.
Oh, I know.
I thought that'd be the same
this
thing.
is anything. I could be I want to be your keeper of wine.
Literally.
I'll be in the cellars.
I'll be your sommelier.
I'll taste test everything before it goes out.
I'll be your poison tester.
Yeah.
I thought that was super interesting, and I was also just, every time they came up and they gave these petitions, I mean, don't you guys know who your new queen is? She doesn't fucking want this. Your petitions suck ass.
Yeah, they did not know their crowd, or maybe they knew the crowd, not her,
not the queen,
the person who mattered.
Zylvaina.
We get her scene.
Oh my god.
10 out of 10 chef's kiss.
Horrible.
Though.
I literally wrote Zylvaina wearing a crown, rolling eyes.
Oh my god. She's just the worst.
She is.
But Sarah's plays the queen part so freaking well.
So good.
I loved it.
Yeah,
it was
pinning
amazing.
her and then using her as a footrest. Snaps.
The whole night.
Snaps.
It was so good.
It was so good.
And then we kind of get Tal is a little worried and haunted by Zylvaina in this scene. What were your thoughts on that?
I don't know. Again, Tal's entire personality and entire character just makes me feel heartbroken.
I thought that he was just really sad about some ex-love thing there.
Yeah, well, obviously that is not the case.
No, but that was my thoughts here.
And we'll get there.
My last note is all caps. Love, love, love Foley at the end being Lord of Midnight. Should have saw this coming. Heart, 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 love Foley.
Mine is, yes, Foley!
I just love him so much.
I do too.
I want to hug him and just hang out with him bad.
He seems like a solid guy.
See, you're a Tal girl. Foley's my guy.
I am a Tal girl, but I'm a Tal girl in the sense of I really want a love story there. Foley is giving me Lorith vibes, and I just love a supportive male friend.
I just want him.
I know. I want him to do really well too. I think that also we're really resonating with him because we love Saris, and they're kind of the same.
Yeah, like we talked about before, for sure. 39. Keeper of Secrets.
Okay. Only the golden tooth wolf can be trusted. And my question was, as in everyone or just for the Lord of Midnight?
I took that as just for the Lord of Midnight.
Okay.
But it's good to look into these cryptic messages.
Yeah, because I feel like she's not very straightforward, and that one just kind of made me a little purpose.
Yeah, I didn't think about that as in depth as you. Very interesting.
I guess we'll see if there's more betrayal.
Probably. I love that Fisher is just kind of amused by the whole scene at the start.
Which he doesn't have any skin in the game, really, outside of keeping
he's just
Sarah. So he's
hanging
like
out.
drinking wine, having a good time.
Yeah. And this part made me wonder, will Zelvina ever have an arc, I wonder? Like, I was really wondering.
Yeah. No. I did not think that she would ever be a character worth wanting a relationship.
That surprises me that you say that, because when she first came in and we learned that Tal was in love with her, you said that you thought maybe she was good at one point and he saw the good in her, and then it just...
And I think that that's probably
So
true. Like, I agree with that statement still, but she's a bitch down to her core. Like, I don't like Danya, but Danya is not a bitch to her core.
Yeah, I agree.
Zelvina is evil.
I thought maybe she'd have an arc. I thought maybe this whole thing was a mask, and that she would come back around.
I was also, this is just like a little side note. What's there? Witchy lady. I'm blanking on her name.
Algat.
Algat is there. And she's got the fucking cat with her.
I know.
I thought he couldn't leave the library.
I know. She's just a
She's a dirty little liar.
Yeah, she's a controlling little lady.
Also, her freaking out about Foley.
Oh my gosh.
I understand that he's like cast out or whatever, but it really surprised me that she was so up in arms about him being a Lord of Midnight. It's weird to me. Why are we freaking out so much? Is it because he knows too much?
She's hiding a lot.
She is. Do you have anything? I have something on Sylvana's scent.
Keep going on that. I need to know right now, because I don't have anything on that front.
Soiled bed sheets and fever is how Sarah's described.
Oh my, I missed that. I guess I missed that. That's aggressive.
I said, damn girl, read her to filth.
Jeez. Yeah, that's aggressive.
Oh. So obviously everybody's freaking out about Foley.
Yeah, I just love Foley. Heart, heart, heart. Foley all over my notebooks. Yeah. And I think
Olivia Foley.
Yeah. I think he's a perfect fit to her advisor team.
I agree.
I think that is great. And why didn't I see that coming?
I didn't either, if it makes you feel better.
Yeah, I was like, this should have been so obvious.
When she said that she had another petition, I was like, oh, okay, now I know. But
when she was whispering in the guy's, like, one's ear, I had no idea.
I thought that it was going to be, obviously, Kavan. That's who I thought she was going to pick.
Me too.
Because I was thinking, okay, maybe there's going to be a new alliance here, because he's still called Fisher Commander. And I was very interested on that front, but I did not see this coming. Also, Foley, when he finally starts to, he says, I didn't want to swear to Malcolm, I'll swear to you. And I wrote down his quote because it felt really moving to me. I will carry out your bidding so long as there is breath left in me. And when I pass from this place and move on to the next, I will carry your banners there and storm the gates of heaven in your name if you wish so. And we go from him trying to kill her to bending the knee and basically saying, I will do whatever you want and follow you anywhere.
Yeah.
I know, and later on he basically says, well, if Fisher's willing to do it, why shouldn't I?
Yeah.
And it just, it was so
Hearts points for Foley.
Remember when he thought he was evil?
I know, I was going to go back to our old episodes and pull out every single prediction that I got wrong, because there was a lot. I'm like, a new character gets introduced, bad, villain,
Cloaked man.
Yeah. We still haven't found out about the freaking cloaked man.
No, we haven't.
Guarantee that comes back around. Or it won't. We're manifesting something else. I love, so 488, we move to the you're allowed to soften Saris.
Yes. Oh
from
my
Fisher.
gosh.
I loved that paragraph. Because I think it's so true. Like, I think that he reads her perfectly, where she has this guard up, and he's saying, just because you're wearing a dress does not mean that.
I also feel like that made me take a step back because I've been being real pissy about the dresses. And I've been being really pissy about her.
And he could have
pulling
easily
him
felt
off.
that way
Yes,
too, but then
yes.
he says this, and he's just
Yeah, he's so good. We have been on the Fisher is amazing train forever, but again, this just shows that he actually cares about her in so many deep ways.
For sure.
And just the way he's like stumbling over his words, because he's like, I don't want you to think that I think you can't protect yourself,
I know.
but like I have you,
Uh-huh.
but also not in the way that you're thinking.
Yeah,
Like, I just thought it was so sweet.
And then it just gets cut off by
Yeah, because we get fucked.
horribleness. So Tal's judgment of everyone, right?
I told you he was gonna do this. He was gonna stab us in the back.
You did.
And I was gonna be devastated, but he was gonna bounce back from it.
Sam did call it. She said he was gonna do some sort of
My
betrayal
man's
thing. And it was horrible. He's convulsing.
horrible.
Attempts
To kill himself.
Yeah.
I literally, my last note on this chapter 39 is, what the actual fuck?
Then when he says, tell Everline I'm sorry,
Oh,
I was thinking, are there feelings there? What's going on? Is he just so guilty? And we do find out more later. But it was just like a lot. That last part was a lot.
my first thought with the tell Everline I'm sorry was that part of me wonders if he continuously goes back. Obviously, he loves Sylvania, but I wonder if he has the thought of been like, if I would have just stayed with Everline, I probably would have had a very nice life.
Yeah.
And he probably feels guilty about it. And also, he helped kind of enthrall Everline, and she's still in a coma.
Yes.
Haven't gotten jack diddly squat on that front.
She's still in her shadows.
I don't know if they're good shadows, so no, not like that.
Oh, shadows.
That's better.
Okay.
So that was kind of my thought process behind the tell Everline I'm sorry. Obviously, I think Everline still loves him. Obviously, she wants to be leashed to him, so.
Yeah, that was so last episode, Sam. So yeah, any more on that?
No.
Okay,
Nope.
so 40 is called Judgment. I was kind of upset here because I thought all they have to do is drink a freaking vial to be Fae. Like, what? Whoa,
Also, the fact that that blood on the floor was an inch deep, did not like.
What? Was
I
it?
didn't. That's what the first line of this chapter
I'm missing
is.
all these details.
Because they're spilling all this blood and they're all coughing up blood.
Oh, see, I'm afraid of blood, so my mind was probably like, okay, just skip to the
Don't
parts.
read the first line of the chapter.
I probably just got rid of that.
I also was like, are you kidding me? We get a little more explanation into this later. That everybody is so evil in the court that they're not willing to give up the power they have to just be regular again.
I know. What a bunch of pompous buttholes.
I did write, Talus Fae.
You have a problem. You have a real problem.
He literally just stabbed him in the back, and I'm still like, hey.
Yeah, so exactly what I said was good.
It is exactly what you said. You don't know what? I stand by it.
As you should. Stand by it. So it was like a spell. And I'm thinking, a
Yes.
spell? We have to be a witch. So what's happening here?
Yeah, no, I did not put two and two together at all. I
Me
said,
neither.
la-di-da.
Yeah, really, like you said, we're just here for the vibes.
I really thought that it was really interesting, and I felt like they focused in on this. Tal having real tears instead of blood.
Yeah.
And then I wrote, loving fully, because he's telling him, we're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
You told me this thing
Yeah.
when I turned. It wasn't your fault for the things you did. And just extending a hand, like a helping hand.
Yes.
I loved it.
He's always giving those harsh truths.
Yes.
So for the people he cares about, when he's going, you'll forgive yourself.
Yeah.
Now knock it off.
Yeah. Take a deep breath.
Yeah. Again, get him, Foley. So I put Sylvana. Okay, so wait, do you have anything before they leave this whole area?
Yeah, I said, fuck, Alget is a witch again. which is scary.
I know, and he's like kind of frantically looking for her.
Because he knows that she's going to be out doing bad things. Because remember when Fisher was like, if you think she's scary as a vampire, you should have seen her as a witch.
I know. So I was freaking out about that too.
Not excited to take Guru with her.
And then he even changed Sylvana. And I was thinking, was that out of kindness? Why was he sad before? Maybe he's like trying to still get with her type of thing. I don't know.
I was really confused about that because they were talking about how it was a bloodline thing maybe. And that's why he disavowed Foley and Saris. And then Sylvana comes out and goes, what about me?
Yes!
So was she created by somebody else?
I don't know. It just was very confusing, that whole thing.
And very vague.
Yes, and I think I definitely read into that whole thing wrong, but it was odd.
It was just so weird because they were in the middle of talking about the bloodline things, and she goes, what about me? And also, how did Tal turn her first?
I don't know. The whole thing was so weird. And then I'm going, okay, so is that like why he was so sad? Or was it just like that he's feeling just so, I don't know. It was just odd.
It was weird. I feel like there's a lot of context there we did not get.
There was so much happening at one little moment.
I know.
So
it's really hard to focus in. Yeah, and anyways. Then my next note is I put Saris can't control them anymore. Can't control all these vampires now.
Oh, I know.
And that was scary. And then I also said, where is the Hazrax? Where is he? He just scuttled off.
I know. I was wondering too, back to the Sylvana thing.
Yes.
So I was wondering, so Fisher, when he went to go look for Algat, he dragged Sylvana with her. I'm like, why are we bringing her, like, why do we care about her? Why are we bringing her back to Kalish? Why are we dragging her all over the freaking place?
I don't know.
Like, does she have more meaning than we knew, or?
I don't know.
That's why I thought she was gonna arc.
Okay, which is fair. That's because if she's coming back with the good people, you would assume that it's gonna start to rub off. And maybe I also was having a hard time understanding because a lot of these people did not take the. And I know that they told us it was because they'd lose power, but part of me was like, do you get a different sense of like right and wrong when you're a vampire and then just a regular fae? And a lot of people didn't want to face the things that they'd done when they were a vampire. I don't know. Because also, it talks about how Sylvana won't stop fucking crying.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, why? Why are we crying?
The worst.
Shut up.
In every way, shape, and form. Yeah, so then we go to college. Yep. I put on here, Sylvana and Hayden meet, and I go, called it. And I was all excited because I thought they were going to have this grand love story from remember the very first episode?
You're like, she mentioned Hayden. This is the kind of woman Hayden would like.
So I'm like, here's their meet, whatever.
Meet cute.
Yeah. And I go, called it. Okay, well. I even had a dance ready. I was like, literally gonna do a dance, a called it dance. No, I can't do that anymore.
No, you can't.
Sorry for you guys.
Add that to the clips that you got wrong, prediction-wise.
Yes, seriously. Here's another one.
Okay, so they get back there. Hayden is being, again, a brat. Just block me out of everything. Don't include me. Yada yada. And she's like, fine, fuck you. Just come. Stop it.
But I kind of understand where he was coming from in that thing. Like, he's in a whole different world. He is an adult.
No.
She is kind of treating him like...
I understand what you're saying, but the way he approaches it. Not just having an adult conversation, being like, Saris, I can handle it. Like, I want to be included here.
Yeah, not this passive-aggressive,
yeah, not being like, me.
Well, yeah, he's a teeny bopper, Sam.
Is he?
Kinda.
I'm almost positive he's in his 20s.
Is he? Okay, well then, well, boys in their 20s still, I don't know.
Still teeny boppers, let's be real. Frontal lobe has not developed.
Exactly. I put on here, the third mention in this book, there may have been more even, of Zilvarin time running differently. On page 498.
I missed that.
And I just think there's something with that.
I know, and I think later.
Okay.
I think I've got something there. I also said, why does Carrion have a jar of dirt? And then I said, it makes me think of Pirates of the Caribbean. I got a jar of dirt.
Oh, yeah. I love it. Yeah, and the comment from Carrie rattled Fisher with about
Yes.
treating him like a fool. And you kind of called that.
Yeah. I said Carrion saying Fisher missed him had me giggling. And I also am loving their, like, friendship arc where Fisher was like, get in here and sit down.
Yeah.
And Carrion's like,
I know.
me?
I put point for Carrie being a plant guy. I love plants. So he's definitely not anywhere near Foley.
Yeah.
But he's climbing the ranks for me.
I agree. Okay. Do you have anything before we reveal the big twisty?
No.
Ishabal.
I'm really, really curious to know what you thought of this whole scenario and her.
I wasn't mad about it. I was very interested and very taken aback. I was not thinking about this at all.
Yeah.
And I think the only time that I actually felt like hurt about it was when Taylena was like, I thought we were friends.
I know.
That did make me feel really bad and really sad. But I get why Ishabal did it. I don't know. I thought it was crazy. And then
I mean, she kind of just really screwed them all, though. Like, and screwed Tal. Like, she screwed your man, Sam.
But Tal
Was
knew
a part of
what he
it.
was getting into. I think Tal asked Ishabal for this. I don't think Ishabal brought this to Tal.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
I felt the same way. I felt like I should have been more mad.
yeah, I agree. I did feel like
But I
should have
was
been up
kind
in
of
arms.
thinking, well, if you guys all wanted them killed off from the very first thing anyway.
Yes.
Because remember when they were talking about how everyone wanted them dead and Saris was the only one that wanted to give them a chance?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, well, this isn't the worst thing.
And they all got an option.
But I think they were all more mad about Tal trying to take his own life and, like,
I
view
think
him
that
as
they
a
were
friend.
mad that they weren't included in the plan, too. Like, they're a team. They make decisions together. That's why they did the vote thing, and Sarah said, I would love to get them a chance.
Right.
So they talked about it, they discussed, and they chose their option. And I think Tal, again, he lightly stabbed them in the back,
Yeah.
and he thought that he was doing what was best. And also, Ishabal lied to him about them not being entranced by Saris anymore.
Yeah.
And she literally said Tal wouldn't have done it if he would have known that Saris and Fisher were in danger.
Yeah.
I said, holy fuck, the witch tattoos. Again, it just goes back to Tal giving Fisher that little smirk.
Oh, I know. It all connected, so he wasn't just jealous of Saris and Fisher.
No, which I could understand why.
So I was kind of, now we understand why the witches can't be trusted.
Yes, yep.
I'm back on, I'm with Lorith now.
I know, when, this is the next chapter, but when Lorith gets back, it had me cracking up.
Same. But I was always kind of wondering in the last chapters why Ishabal was always there. Like, I
Always
understood,
where?
but I just
College?
hanging around. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I was always kind of like, what's her motive?
Yeah.
But then I'm like, well, isn't she kind of cast out? Da 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 da.
I don't think she was cast out of the witches.
Yeah, so she wasn't. But I don't know. I just thought
I also was
we should
very
have been more
curious.
suspicious about
I
that.
know. I feel like there was so much going on, and there were so many characters where they're literally telling you to be suspicious of. Ishabal wasn't even on my list. Also, why did we not look into it more of how, like, she came back and she was now a higher ranked witch and she went through all these trials? And I feel like we just blew past that.
I did mention
We talked about it, but also,
but we didn't have enough foresight. I don't know.
there's too much going on.
So, what the hell is happening now?
Yeah.
The gateway to hell, they're hungry. Why
Yeah.
can't Saris feel them? All the
also-
craziness happening with Tal.
And I was also like, why can she just undo witch runes now?
I know.
I
She's
was
just
so
magical.
taken aback. And her just like walking into this. I don't know how you were picturing this scene. This scene was like crazy in my mind. I picture Ishabal. And you know how they said that she had to like undo knots? The tattoo. What were you picturing? Or were you?
The tattoo of the knots?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it's called, but those like circle-y things.
Okay.
The Nazi
Yeah,
thingies,
so
like
I was
a
kind of
boat
thinking,
knot.
yes, okay, I don't know why, but like I was picturing a giant anchor and then like basically a nautical tattoo, which, ew. And there's just knots everywhere, and her basically like touching them and trying to like undo them, and then this whole room is just engulfed in flames. This scene was just insane to me, and also everybody's just like standing by the doorway being like, "What's up?"
Yeah, I don't.
And all
This is when I started to get a little upset with Aisha Ball because
I agree. This was upsetting because, but also she didn't think that Tal was coming back.
I know, but
Tal
that was
literally
also
told
kind of
her.
shitty for her to just be like, okay, well, sacrifice. I don't know.
I agree with you. I think that it's fucked up what she did, but I don't know. This chapter was crazy to me.
I
There's a
didn't-
lot of
yeah.
unexpecteds for me.
It was like the Everlane thing all over again.
Seriously.
I was also kind of wondering about the Horde. Like, what now? Why are we waiting to go back and figure all that out?
I also feel like the Horde has not been talked about enough in this book.
I feel like it's
because
gonna
where
come...
are they?
I
And
know.
Sirius hasn't done anything with them. I feel like if it was me, I would have been like, okay, first thing as queen, we're killing the Horde off.
Yeah.
We're done with them.
Yeah.
So that was just really weird to me that didn't get brought up at all in this
No.
book, really.
No, it's very confusing. All right, let's move on to 41.
Yes.
So we have the processing chapter.
I am loving the shared dream space.
Me too. I put the same thing.
I think it is so cool, and I feel like it's so special, and they just get to be with each other in these calm spaces.
Agreed.
When they don't get to have calm when they're awake at all.
I was really liking these dream moments for them to just connect without taking away from the quote-unquote realistic time frame of when they're awake.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like sometimes in other books where they're in the middle of a war, but then they stop and they have this like romantic moment, it's not realistic.
No.
But then when they're in these dream settings, I just really like this, and we're finding out a lot about Fisher, his favorite places.
Yeah.
So they're kind of getting to know each other, but in these dream worlds. So they're still like multitasking.
Like you obviously still have to sleep, but it's not being unrealistic. Like we're gonna fuck in a war tent while everybody outside is prepping for battle.
Oh, I wonder which book you're talking about. Yes, exactly like that. I was so sad when Sarah said she didn't even try to find Ren.
I know. I literally said Fisher freaking out is so new to me. I feel like he's always so calm and collected. Freaking out in this way, where he's like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do.
Same thing.
Because he freaks out in the sense of like, why aren't we focusing on this particular thing? Freaking out in the sense of, I'm gonna kill this guy because he's trying to kill my mate.
Right, yeah.
He hasn't been like freaking out where he's like, I literally don't know what to do next. What's going on? So I don't know, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, we haven't seen him this upset when it's just them.
Yes.
Like when it's just the two of them.
He's very cool, calm, and collected usually.
Yeah.
The Oath Stone got brought up again.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I didn't understand Fisher's nonchalance for rather having her be human and die together than have her stay a vampire.
I was really confused about that too because she does not need to drink blood, so what does it matter?
Same thing. It's not like she even hates it.
No.
You know what I mean? Like she's just kind of come to terms, she's fine with it.
Yeah.
You'd think he'd rather have more life together with her.
And also have her be less breakable.
Yeah, it just was not adding up there. Like,
same. I didn't get that at all. And he was being really pushy about it.
Really pushy, and he's normally just love her as is.
And like let her make her own decisions.
But then we have this scenario, and it was just really odd because she's 20-something years old, okay, if she stays a human, they're gonna have, like, no time together. And he's like, well, it's fine, I'll just die with you.
I don't.
It just felt very... And then leave all your friends and family.
Especially because he talks about how he's young. As a Fae. Like, technically, he's 1,700 years old, and he's young.
I don't know. That just kind of...
It rubbed me the wrong way. It was weird.
Yeah. We find out why and what Carrion's always reading.
Yeah, I literally said Carrion with a sack of books.
Yep.
Santa Claus.
Yeah, so he's like looking up king stuff.
Yeah.
He's dabbling in the king.
He's trying to like figure out what he wants, which I really like that. I'm still really sus of him. And this also, we get a little later. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, so the flowers do have significance.
Yeah.
From Adina.
Yeah.
Remember when we were talking about that in the forge and I said, do the flowers have significance?
And so earlier, Fisher had talked about how he thought Carrion was going to have fire magic.
Yeah.
Because that's his line. But is he going to have some sort of earth planty magic instead?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was really curious. And
like,
I also
do you think cure the rot thing?
I did not think that.
Like, do you think Carrion's going to have... Because that's where I kind of was going.
That's good.
But I don't know.
I don't know either. I just feel like he's been in this book, but not really.
Or maybe the Brimstone will cure the rot and then he'll kind of regrow everything.
Yeah. That's a good thought process there. I also put, why is Onyx in his room if the fox hates him?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's just coming around.
Okay, I don't know. I just...
Oh, and then we end with... So
go ahead.
We end with Lorith leading the warriors. I feel like a lot is starting to get set up here, right?
Yeah,
we're getting to the last 100 pages.
They thought that the Horde was just coming to college, but it was really the warriors.
Yes.
Which is the leading into the next chapter. Are you done with chapter 41?
Yep, 42. Okay. Let's hit it.
42.
It's Black Dawn.
So we talked about this. Lorith immediately being pissed about the witches. I told you,
Yeah,
I told you.
I know.
But then also Danya saying 12 hours, 16 max, till the rot is at college. Holy shit.
Yeah, shit's getting real.
It's just crazy to me. I just would love to have an actual timeline of how many days it's been since the rot started, if that makes sense, because I feel like it has not been that long.
Yeah, no, it hasn't. In the beginning of this chapter, when Danya's kind of telling Fisher how she feels, like, we might have to make some sacrifices here, da-da-da-da-da. It reminded me, and I'm going to hop to another book here.
Okay.
But it reminded me of when Riot was always telling...
Oh, yeah.
Slade about kind of... He was the only one who would really give him, like, these truths. Even if he's wrong, I'm not saying Danya's right here, but it's nice that somebody is, kind of at least...
I wrote Danya's a fucking bitch, so...
I'm not saying that she's right or anything, but I actually kind of appreciated her in the scene where she was actually telling him, like, hey, like, the rot's here. What's your plan? Like,
no, and I get that, but I was more getting pissed off with her being like, let's just, like, you have to sacrifice some to save the many.
I know.
Like,
and it's like, okay, that's not a long-term
No.
thing either. And I loved how when she said that, he's like, well, then you go down there.
Yeah,
and
here,
do
you
it.
take the knife. And then also him being like, if you touch a single one of those fucking sprites, I will kill you.
Yeah.
And this was like another question. So, also, Fisher's mom telling Sarah's not to drink, and she hadn't read that part in the book, to not get rid of being a vampire.
Oh, yeah.
That was... And, like, her
Scary.
being like, holy crap, I didn't even think to look at the next part of the book. Like, that's scary.
Mm-hmm.
But then my next thing, so this was more of a question. So you know how Carrion talked about how the fire sprites are dying out?
Yeah.
Do we think that they're dying out because there's no more dragons to create brimstone?
Maybe.
Because do
That
you think
would
that
be
they
a
could,
good
like,
theory.
collect the brimstone that dragons put out into the world and make more sprites with it? Or do you think that it has to be sprite brimstone?
I think it's all the same.
Okay, so that was just a curious little thought I had.
Yeah, no, that's really good. I didn't pick up on that. Yeah, Danya gets put in her place a little bit.
Yep.
What else? Okay, so then we run into the Hazraks.
Well, at first with Hayden.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah.
It just made me sad that, like, they were standing there talking, and he's like, I don't know what to be. And, like, I feel like he's finally grasping the concept of, like, Saris has done everything for him.
Yeah.
He doesn't know who to be without her telling him.
Yeah.
And then when this conversation is over, and because they're standing in the rain, and also, can you imagine how that would feel after living in Zelvarin?
Yeah.
For water just to be falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the conversation, when she's like, I didn't notice that he was crying.
Yeah.
It just, like, made me sad. Hayden has been annoying the shit out of me. I want to make that abundantly clear. But I just feel like we're finally getting some, like, growth. He's finally taking stock of what's in front of him and trying to figure out how to be an adult by himself.
Yeah. And I was starting to kind of feel that way. So I guess this scene wasn't, like, that impactful for me.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, I get where he's coming from.
I
like,
do
I've kind
too.
of understood.
Yeah.
It sucks when you're always left in the dark. How was he supposed to know? But he was acting like a brat.
I think it's his approach. I'm not saying that I disagree that he shouldn't be included. I think his approach was what was ticking me.
Yeah, he was being a brat.
Yeah.
For sure.
Now you're right. We run into scary.
It is wild that Saris is the third person for it to speak to in a millennium.
I know, and he's been speaking a lot. He actually hasn't shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and he gives her the undo or break.
Yes, that's what the rune was. His
I keep
name.
saying his, but it's an it.
I don't know why, but I agree with you. I also keep saying his. Maybe because I just think men are creepy.
I don't know what it is, but anyway, it's a name rune.
Yes, and the fact that she was like, so that, like, kind of like starting to put two and two together, that, like, the Hazrax is like, that's not your name. And kind of figuring that out. And also, I did not like the clicking, like, rolling noise that it was making. I don't know. It just feels so entirely unhuman, which obviously I know it is. But he's just freaky. I don't like it.
Yeah, when she's asking, what is it? And he's like, you almost figured it out. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm so ready to be done with these freaking vague riddles.
I made a note of this.
I like the Adina's book and, like, the mystery that is that. But everyone around her has been so cryptic throughout the whole book.
We're getting a lot of,
tell her
I
already.
promise I will tell you everything
You've
later.
almost figured it out.
Like, why are we doing this? Just tell her now, I'm sick.
It does make me, I was excited in this scene because I felt like this book was really slowing down a lot.
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
agree.
like, okay, something might be happening
Yeah.
now. So I was getting more excited. And then the ruby ring, I was wondering if it has powers for Foley because he gives it.
Oh, and tells her to give it to Foley.
And he sees,
Did she pick it up? I don't remember.
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
And he sees all through all the eyes. He sees all, right?
Yes, yep.
So I'm thinking, okay, so he sees through the eyes of the Oracle. So Adina.
Oh,
And then I was thinking, so the Hazrax, I wonder if he knew all of this was going to happen. He basically can see the future through Adina.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if him staying and watching Malcolm was waiting for Saris.
That is very interesting. I would assume that that's definitely a part of it.
Because why would he just give her the ring back? And he's like, I'm out now.
I don't know.
Was he waiting for this whole time just for Saris?
Just for Saris?
To watch? You know what I mean?
I feel like that's probably a part of it, but I obviously feel like there's a lot more layering to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a thought.
Yeah, no, that's good. Okay, chapter 43.
Yeah.
All right. First time we see Lorith's magic.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. And I
we
literally
got more
put
backstory on him.
Yes. That it was, which is really interesting to me, that there's Fae basically up in the mountains.
Yeah.
That believe that they're stealing magic from the land, so they don't use it because it feels like a slap to the face of the gods.
Yeah.
I put that Lorith's magic is basically the opposite of Fisher's. So Fisher is shadows and Lorith is like light.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought that was really interesting.
Yep.
Also, he is so pissy about the witches.
But we kind of find out
yes.
where the witch hate comes from, and it sounds like it's kind of a family feud type thing.
Yep.
So that makes more sense. We find out Isabel was lying about using dark magic.
I know,
and Fisher calls her on it in the best way.
I know, saying it, well, if basically your supervisors were so okay with this, I need to go and say thank you. And her getting all twitchy.
Yeah. So totally caught her in a lie.
Yeah, it was very interesting. And I'm surprised that she did that, if that makes sense. That Ishabel did that. That she thought that it was better to use dark magic and maybe get cast out to kill all of the vampires rather than trying to do it in a more ethical way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had a thought.
Oh, you're totally fine.
I have to write that down so I don't forget. Something that just came to me. Yes. So then I was really sad. They're forced to leave college.
Yes, it was really, really sad.
Because of the rot, and they're forced to leave behind the fire sprites.
I was very curious about the fact that they didn't want to leave.
I know.
Because yes, their whole purpose is to serve the House of Kalish, but the House of Kalish is going to be no more, so Fisher won't be coming back. And my thought process was that, like, we're here to serve Fisher's family, so wherever Fisher goes, we'll go.
But wasn't it they couldn't because they needed, like, this high heat?
Was that it?
I thought that was it. Like,
okay,
they
I thought
couldn't
that they
and
just didn't want to go.
I think they felt safest there because they have to have this certain heat.
Which
for
you're
so
right,
long.
because they have to go down into the...
But yes, I was thinking the same. It was just weird.
Yeah. And them being like, we're gonna be okay. But that feeder literally ripped Archer to shreds.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It was weird to me that they didn't want to leave.
I was wondering, again, I was like, why are we bringing Sylvana through the Shadow Gate? They're escaping through the Shadow Gate.
Yep, and they're taking her with.
To the White Cliffs or whatever.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. And then Fisher gets taken.
Yep.
And the last thing is Hello Dog from Another World.
So I had a couple things over this. So I thought that it was like when Fisher noticed that Saris was wearing war braids.
Oh, yeah.
I really liked
Before they went in.
And I think this just goes back to Saris's character being so full of hope, of her just like believing in Sennis Roth. That the people there who did take the cure still might have something good in them and still might want to be, basically repent, try and become a person that's worth being a person again.
Yeah.
Just felt really good. And I also, fully giving Fisher shit about pining over Saris had me giggling.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, that's all I had for chapter 43.
So when we hear Hello Dog.
I immediately knew it was Bellicon and I was scared. Sorry, Belly.
I said, doesn't Belly call him that?
Yeah.
So we know that he comes back into play. Which really, we've just been waiting for Madra and Belly to come back into play.
They've been very absent in this book, which has felt really weird to me because the whole last book revolved around them and Malcolm, and now this book, we've seen Bellicon once before this, correct? Basically when his soldiers come through the Quicksilver.
Yeah, and I think that's what also, I was having a hard time up until now too, a little bit.
Yeah.
With it feeling dragged out, and I feel like that was a little part of it for me, is like, we know Madra's gonna come back into play. We know Bellicon's gonna come back into play. So I guess I was just thinking, waiting, you know?
I felt like, that's the thing, I did really like this book. I loved the characters, but this one was really slow for me as well.
Yeah.
And I just felt like there was so many things that we could have been doing with Madra and or Bellicon.
Yeah,
and
like when they went to Zilvarin, I really thought that
there was gonna be a run-in.
Yeah, and so that didn't get solved. And then now I'm like, okay, here we go. Belly's back in it. This whole goodbye scene just felt way too much like a full-ass goodbye.
Yeah.
And so I knew something bad was gonna happen because I'm thinking, you guys are acting, you're just going through Shadowgate.
Yeah.
Why are you guys all acting like...
This is the end of time.
Yeah, so whatever. And then we moved to 44.
Yeah. They walk in to the Satyr village.
Yes.
And it's basically ransacked.
Yeah, shit hits the fan fast.
Immediately. I also did not like when that feeder attacked Saris and it was still talking.
Yeah, no thanks.
And it was begging her.
Yeah.
Saying, "Blah." Did not like it.
Nope. Thrust into hell. They're all stressed. things are happening. Carrion still saved his books.
Yeah, of course.
So that's going to come back into play.
Of course.
Um,
Then basically just fighting off this horde, and then all of a sudden, like, it kind of, they start to get through it. They've killed these feeders, and they're noticing that Fisher is not there.
Yeah.
Which is scary. I also don't like that Tal and Zelvana just disappeared.
Yep.
That made me like, what is going on?
Yeah, I was worried about where they went.
So then it's all starting to clear up, and they go to, who led them to that first Satyrs house? Was it Lorith?
Yeah.
And she's like, we're full. And then Taylena's there, and her and Maynard are still alive, thank goodness. Also, the little satyr girl. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. So stinking cute.
Yeah, she was so cute. So we find out, Fisher, I think at this point is in another realm with Ren. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
I thought he got transported to another realm. That was my guess.
I did think that Ren had been taken by Bellicon, and when we saw the hello dog, I knew that Bellicon was in play. I didn't know where or what.
Yeah.
Was my thought process. I didn't know what was going on there, but I knew that Fisher was not in a good place.
Yeah.
Especially because now he's not in college anymore, and he can be controlled by the Oath, which, again, this entire book, it's been hounding on the Oath front.
Yeah. And we find out the big thing in this chapter. Zilvarin being a giant sigil to siphon magic from the people. And that takes me back to when Fisher was in Zilvarin and he found the Well of Magic. And he put the whole town in shadows. Boom, that's what it was.
Yeah, he somehow accessed the sigil.
So that makes sense.
That is so good. I did not put two and two together there.
Yes, I immediately was thinking, but that explains his Well of Power, how he was like, we never got an answer on that.
And I think that also just goes back to how smart Madra is.
So then it is a spell work thing, right?
Yes.
So is Madra a witch?
I'm guessing that there is a witch that she is working with there. Because I talked about how powerful, or the witch did this sigil for her and then just like deuced out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was insane.
It was and it makes sense because in the first book, this book, they describe a million times how Zilvarin's shaped.
Yes,
and
they talk about circles and circles.
Yeah.
And part of me,
normal.
So you know how third is so locked down? Do we think that there's the magical people in there?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's crazy to me. I never in a million years would have thought of, because I always wondered, I'm like, how has Madra been alive for 1,000 years, but there's not a single drop, like, well, obviously there is magic. We know that there was magic there, but not like there is in Avelia.
And this also just made me rethink everything in Zilvarin. Like,
yeah.
I think Elroy knows a lot more.
I agree.
I think Elroy's going to really, come back into play again.
Yeah.
And then also just, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot more there.
I agree. And also, so a lot of these feeders were human.
Yeah, and they said they were Zilvarins.
Yeah. How? Mm-hmm. What is, like, I am so utterly confused about how these, because we haven't talked about that at all in this book. They have not once, like, they've been like, oh, it's really weird that these people are humans. How are they getting here?
Elroy.
No, Elroy's not evil. You take it back. You take it back.
So, when we read this next book, I'll come back and say Elroy
was wrong.
A villain.
Okay, but then I thought that it was really smart when they were talking about how they need something of Madra to be able to break the spell. The stupid plague bags.
Yes.
That has her hair in them.
So that brings us to 45, chapter 45.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you're right, you're right.
Yeah, that's chapter 45.
Yes.
So plague bags.
Yes.
Her hair and sacrifices ashes.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing about those.
The plague bags?
Yeah.
She talks about them at the start of Quicksilver. At the start of the first book, when Ceres takes the gauntlet and she's running away, and the guard has her, and she talks about how she's from third, and he freaks out and drops her. And that's when she steals the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Because she saw his plague bag. And when they have the plague bags, they believe that the plague bags, that's a really weird thing to continuously say, help keep the sickness that third has.
And why does it have her hair in it?
Because the Madra is magical and it helps keep you safe.
Okay. That
Underenthused.
This just made me think of that bird thing.
Yes,
the hair
take
and
your
the
hair.
birds and the
That's
witchy
good.
thing.
Yep.
Because that was a witchy thing, right? So
Yeah.
that made me think maybe she is a witch. Like maybe
Maybe.
something can compel her then. I don't know.
Because we really don't know what Madra is.
I just thought, why would that whole scene with Foley and the birds, or the birds taking the
Why
hair?
would they talk about it if it wasn't going to come back into play? I agree with you. That's
So,
good.
That made me think of that immediately. I don't know. And then I thought, maybe Madra's being compelled by someone.
Oh.
Because I just felt like she's been too dumb. I don't know. I underestimated her. I
Yeah,
just
I
really thought
agree.
she was just,
Hanging out.
yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so my next thing is about Tal.
So sad.
Yeah, and Sylvana. So Sylvana is dead. So no character arc there.
Yeah, and no hate and love thing. I was very disappointed. Oh, now I can't do my dance when I was reading this.
And Tal basically just talking about how tragic of a love story it was, that she's always been
She's
mean.
always been horrible. We even tried to give her the benefit of the
Yeah.
doubt.
And that he just kept going back. And then, again, it's just, his story is so sad and just is layer upon layer. He sacrificed his life to become a vampire, which he really didn't want to be with her. And she has just never been good to him. Is what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, 100%. He said she sucked.
And
he
he was-
basically felt nothing when she died.
And then when he was talking about if he would have gotten to that cliff an hour earlier.
Oh, I know.
And then he's telling Ceres, how can I give this up? I haven't seen a sunrise in, what was it, 700, 800 years?
Yeah, it's so powerful when he says, when I've been given back the light.
I'm getting qualms.
It was so powerful, and I love Tal in this moment, and I feel like everyone has had those times where they live with, like, guilt of their choices, or bad
Yeah.
choices, and he's just beating himself up about it, and it was so sad. On 566, he says, every time I try to die, they rob me of my peace.
I know.
Because he's just attempted this so many times. It's just, yeah, wow, a lot.
And then she makes him a god sword, and him naming it Redemption.
So amazing. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
He is, like, one of my favorite, because he's would you consider him a main character or a side character?
Side.
Yeah, he, again, love my guy Lorith. I'm here, I'm sorry. Let me.
It's fine. It is. It's really sad. And just the moment and how I really liked how Ceres handled
Yeah,
that.
I do too. And I just feel like he's coming around and he's really starting to figure out, like, what it means to be alive and a part of something good again.
For sure, yeah.
And
No,
it's
it
just
was a
really,
good scene.
really good.
Yeah.
So then we kind of jump to, like, do you have anything left on that?
No, Lorith tells her the impossible plan
Yes. Yeah.
that we don't know anything about.
Yeah, which,
He's
again,
like, okay, I'll tell you. End scene.
yeah. And they go like this. And to us. Again.
Wait, did I miss something? No, they just don't want us to know.
No, they just said, fuck you, reader. And then, okay, so Carrion is playing with the satyrs, the baby satyrs, having a good time, running around, kicking a ball. Of course he is. The satyrs come in full force. And I'm scared.
Me too.
They've
They
got
have
pitchforks.
Yeah, they're riding.
They were, yes. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And then they say, where is he? And everybody goes, oh, fuck.
Yeah. So they're looking for their forgotten king.
Yes, their forgotten king. And them all, and like Carrion's just standing over there, fire crotch for all the world to see, trying to hide his red hair, essentially.
And then he gets up and he has to say something.
Stop.
And he's waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And they're like, just say anything,
Yeah,
something.
seriously,
And
like,
he
just
says,
talk.
"Hi, I'm Carrion, and I really like your horns." The way I cackled.
It's the most Carrion thing I've ever heard.
It was so funny.
And Sarah's just being like,
Her
there's
commentary-
historians out here that are going to record that the first
Yes.
thing the Dianthus heir said was, I like your horns.
I think her commentary made it even 10 times better.
Because it's so real.
It is.
She's always so sick of Carrion
Yes.
and his dumb shit he says. Oh, it was so good. It was so Carrion and it was so real. And this is the first time he's like acknowledging that he's king and them being
Not outright.
very
but
true.
yes.
But Laura's basically saying if you acknowledge this, like you're putting yourself in to become the next heir,
Yeah.
which was just crazy.
Yeah.
It's
I
been
like
we've been
that's setting that up. He's
I
gotta
agree.
be he's
He has to be.
totally he's ready to do
I think
it.
he's just scared, which is so fair. He's lived in Zelvarn his entire life. How is he supposed to rule Avelia with no knowledge?
Do you have any more notes on this
No,
one?
no.
I have 3 more notes, okay?
'Kay.
So on 573, the quote is, "Birds don't care about war, Saris, only about their nests and young." And I was really curious if that has a deeper meaning. Like, if Adina only cares about Fisher. I don't know. I just thought with the whole birds thing,
Yeah.
that just felt very relevant. And I was just very curious on how that whole thing. And then she remembers she missed something. And I go, okay, well, she missed the bird clue,
Yes.
obviously.
My
We call that.
other side note with Adina is, I don't know about you, but I don't understand why she doesn't care more or there's not more talk about Everlane. Because Everlane is also her daughter.
Yeah.
And and I get that Everlane is obviously not a playing character right now. We've had, 3 scenes with her in this book? And we
Yeah.
really didn't have a lot of her in Quicksilver. And obviously, Adina died right after she gave birth, so she didn't really get to know her daughter.
Yeah.
But obviously she had, I would assume, visions that she was going to have a daughter. I just feel like there's a lot lacking on that side.
Well, you kind of said, or we've talked about before, maybe she has her own book. Maybe she has her own
Okay.
thing that we just don't know about. I just
Yeah.
feel like we haven't had enough of Everlane. She hasn't
I
been
know.
around. And when she has been, she's been just conked. Literally. I think
On
we
a
got
leash or in a coma.
I think we got like 2 weeks with her.
Not even,
technically.
because they got a week with Fisher when she came out of the Quicksilver to
Yeah.
figure it out, and he took her before the week was even over.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just thought that meant something. And
Yeah.
then I also remembered at that point that I just remembered that Onyx was with Fisher at this point. And
I
I'm
did
thinking,
not remember that.
oh my gosh, Onyx is with Fisher. That's really bad. This is negative. And then I'm thinking, okay, Onyx is on the cover and in the cover art, like, I started to think he is going to play a bigger part
Okay.
in
I
this
did not.
section.
I really did not have a single thought about the fox.
Wow. I was worried.
Yeah, well, you love a fluffy animal.
I do. Anyway, so 46, we
Yes.
turn to break, right?
Yep.
I thought it was really smart of her to think of the dream and find Fisher
I
and
did
the
too,
items.
because when she was like, "You can't come with anyways," I was like, where are we going?
I know. I was so confused. She runs
confused.
off. She asks Danya to punch her and knock her
Again.
out. I'm thinking, what?
This is written in my book like 8 times. Danya is such a bitch.
Yeah.
I literally have that written, I think, on every single page in this book. I've taken notes.
Really? I didn't do that at all. We're just on different
And I just
Danya
love
vibes.
that she kicked Danya's ass.
Yeah, she deserved it. For
She
sure.
did. But then, okay, I retreated back a little. Danya being mad at herself for the whole Fisher thing, for believing that Fisher would just leave them, for not putting more, like, hope in him. So I took a step back and I said, okay, she's dealing with a lot of things personally and she doesn't know how to handle it. So maybe I should stop with the Danya's a bitch thing.
Yeah, she's just fine. She didn't bother me too much. She just is.
She just is. Also, so the dreams have all been very perky and happy and lovey-lovey. This one was...
The scene they describe, so Kalish is just rotting.
Yes.
There's worms swimming in the drinks. It's gross. Bad things are happening.
Yeah.
Fast forward, she uses the break power from the Hazrax to get into the room. Why?
Not that. When she used her actual magic and did it and the door absorbed it.
Oh.
Again, she is just not thinking.
I think she's just panicking.
No, and I know, but like this whole book, I feel like she has been putting no forethought into her actions. And at this point, I didn't realize that she was obviously going to get into the door. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, you just made it stronger. You're not thinking.
Yeah.
Like, the feeders absorbed this power and took it from Fisher and Ren. Mm-hmm. And you just blasted the door with your crazy amounts of power.
But in her defense, did they try to use their magic on the rot and it absorbed the rot, or was that just the feeders?
That was just the feeders, and I think that they tried to use the magic on the rot when they went back to the Dorn the first time, and it didn't do anything.
Okay.
So it was more of just like, again, she's not thinking. I wasn't mad, but I was like,
what are you doing?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then I wrote, like, this is finally when I just kind of like decided to put two and two together. I said Belcon has Fisher. That's kind of when my thought process finally started to click in there. But then, like you said, she uses her rune.
When she found Fisher, so when she got into the room and she found Fisher, my heart just dropped because I really wasn't expecting him to be in this dream. I thought that Belcon just had him and was whatever. Yeah. And so my heart just dropped, and she's trying to talk to him, get him out of it, whatever. And basically, the Hazrax is there.
Yes. I thought that this was going to take a crazy turn and that he was going to be the cause of the rot.
The Hazrax?
Yes.
Really?
Just when he was kind of being like all cryptic of like, you stupid girl. And like, yeah.
And you'll find out.
Yes.
He's so cryptic. Yeah.
I thought that all of a sudden I was going to be like, okay, so maybe he's the reason for the rot. Maybe he's the reason that you can't handle it because he's all knowing and he's the most powerful being in the entire world. And, like, why wouldn't he be able to jump to different realms and start rotting things?
For sure, yeah. I mean, it's a solid theory. But no, that's solid. It crumbled quickly.
It crumbled immediately. That was just my first thought. When he came in, when she was like, I didn't realize he was there. I was like, who's there? Who's there?
I like the Hazrax. He's always just putting her in her place a little bit, too. Because he basically said the same thing we've been saying. Like, use your head.
Yeah.
Nothing is working with Fisher right now. What did you come here for? Let's focus on that.
Yes, and him being like, you literally get a minute to redecide your...
The thing you should have found a million years ago because you were too busy taking a bath. You dummy.
I literally wrote, she is dumb.
Glad we're on the same page there.
But then, okay... We finally go back. We called this. It was pretty obvious. The bird.
Yeah, we called it. Called it, Dance.
Yeah. But
Finally, I get to do that.
When they were talking about... We talked about the bird that came out of the thing and she put it in her pocket. And we're like, why aren't you looking at this?
Oh.
And it got put underneath the bird statue. Because I didn't even think about it. You know how there was obviously a missing page? I didn't even think about it with there being that. I just thought that there wasn't a page there.
And this is when I got really excited about the plot, too. Because I'm thinking, okay, finally puzzle pieces are getting put together.
Yes, and then she asked to go to the Wicker Forest, which I did look at my map for that one to get back, but that's the scary one that they traveled through on their way to college.
The Wicker Wood.
The Wicker Wood.
At this point, I thought, okay, Belly has him, knows his real name. I think he's controlling him from that.
Okay. You thought Bellicon knew his real name?
Yeah.
Okay.
When the Hazrat called her a king killer, I'm immediately thinking, okay, Belcon has him. Mm-hmm. Ceres is going to go, that's going to be king killer. So she kills Malcolm and Belcon. So I think she's a multiple kings killer.
Okay, when he said king killer, I was just thinking Malcolm.
Okay.
But we've
I
talked
think
about this.
there's further meaning there.
Yeah, and we've talked about this so many times throughout this book. The names that her and Fisher have been being called by all of these different people are wild.
When she called them the Hazarak's favor, I really thought it was gonna be something way cooler.
Bigger.
Than
Yeah,
that.
I did too. I
But
didn't think it was gonna be
I
like,
guess
hey,
it was
can you
important.
transport me?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like, can you pull the sun from the sky quick?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, and then this made me think of too, to kill a queen, what was it? They have to
I
go
don't
to a dark
remember.
place.
Yes, it's something like that.
And so then I'm going, okay, I also looked at the map, Wickerwood on its way to Nevercross.
Yep.
And so then I was thinking maybe your theory is correct. Where they have to go down into the thing.
Oh, the library, yeah. Because they really let us on with that and haven't talked about it since.
We just like fixate on these tiny little things that they kind of make them a big deal.
They do.
And then it's just like, never mind, sir.
It's another.
Try again on the next book.
Keep your notes.
Literally. 47.
Okay.
Unless.
Yes. So I wrote that the Hazarax is crazy. That he transported her body technically from the camp, so she still had her swords, because they were in this dream realm. So he somehow managed to pull her from the camp well in her dream and place her in the Wicker Wood while also being with her in the Wicker Wood.
So I guess the favor was kind of a big favor.
But like you said, I thought that it was going to have a bigger play in the rot aspect rather than being taken to Fisher.
Yeah.
Is what my thought was with the favor.
Yeah.
I do think that it was crazy and it's cool to see his power working. But again, like you said, I thought it was going to be a bigger deal. It's still a big deal because what we get to is crazy, but yeah.
Yeah. So they get to the Wickerwood. It's
Yes.
I thought it was so interesting that she could sense him from the small amount of quicksilver in his eye.
And I also thought that it was interesting because we've talked about this. Her connection with Tal. She knows exactly where he is no matter what. I'm surprised with the mating bond that there's not a sense and that she's just tracking him off of the quicksilver.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just interesting to me how
It is
different the
very-
bonds are.
Yeah, it is. It's very interesting. That's what happens when you read too much. All of them come back into play. Like, honestly, when they were talking about the thralls, I've read other vampire books, and I have to get that out of my head. Because the thralls may be different in this book.
Which they probably are.
Anyway, so Belly shows up, kicks some booty.
I thought that it was
She kicks
crazy that they
booty.
were just hanging out in the dark. Like, that she couldn't eat. She stumbled on a camp, and they were all just, like, hanging out there in the pitch black.
Yeah,
To the
they're-
point where she couldn't even see them. That's scary.
What a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah, and then she does kick some ass.
Yeah, she does. She goes, what, paw?
And then the null blades come into play again.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like them. I don't know what's going on there. They freak me out.
I'm really firm. I said, told ya, should have just killed off Arias when they had the chance.
You know what? There's another told you dance.
I didn't know I had a told you dance. I have a called it dance.
Sorry, called it dance.
Yeah.
That one can be told you dance, and the other one can be called
Yeah, we have to do both. We need multiple. I thought it was so interesting, the dryads being the witch's spell.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, are the witches on the bad side or the good side? I can't get a read on them.
I think that the witches are whatever the witches need.
Okay, so
I think they're good.
self-serving.
Yes, I think they're good when it's good for them. I think they're bad when it's good for them.
I think you're 100% right.
I don't think they give a shit about anybody else.
Yeah.
The
'Cause
witches are gonna witch.
It's just interesting.
Yeah.
That whole thing. And then I was wondering, do you think that spell will ever be undone in the next book?
Of the Wicker Woods?
Yeah, like the dryads will come back into play. Can
I
they?
don't think so.
No? Maybe you
But
think they're
part of
just
me-
trees?
Part of me feels like if Carrion becomes king, that maybe he could release them.
Okay.
If that makes sense, because Belcon was saying it's on his land. They listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
So part of me wonders if maybe Carrion can do something. But Carrion also has this plant magic now. So maybe Carrion could break the spell.
I think so too. For
That
100%.
is good. I did not think about that at all.
Yeah.
I also, when she was fighting, her shield is crazy cool.
I know, it is. I really wish that you know, when they make movies and stuff, I really, like, want to see these specific parts.
They're talking about making this into a movie.
I feel like they've said that about every popular book out there. Or
Moving
show.
on.
Anyway, Ceres slays Belly, and we get the true name.
I know.
How are we going to talk about the name right now? Or do you have other things?
When does the name... Doesn't the
No,
name...
it comes up at the end of this chapter.
Well, I've got other stuff
'Kay.
before we get there.
I have thoughts.
I was rambling on during the fighting scene. I said, does the tree have to be... Is the tree something bigger before they told us what the tree was? So yes, it is. They're humans, essentially. Well, Fae. Dryads, okay. And then I said... when the sword was reacting, the smoke was billowing out of it when it was stabbed in the tree. I thought that was so interesting. And I feel like I just keep expecting more because Morel is in there. So I just keep waiting for something to come into play with that.
I love that she's in his sword.
I do too. I didn't like it at first, but now it's like starting to grow on me and I have a better understanding of it. So I said, the sword reacting, the fucking trees, fucking shit, freaking out.
She's having a moment.
I was
during
freaking
the
out.
scene.
And then when Bellicon was talking about how once Fisher was closed into there, he was going to take the sword. I said, yes, he can't take it just alone because it's a god sword, but I did put that I don't think Morel would let Bellicon take the sword.
Okay.
But I don't know if she's got power like that. And then, yes, okay, going on to the name.
Kaiden Greystar Finvara.
Yes. What did you think?
No, you tell me what you thought.
I didn't like it.
Really?
I think I've just gotten, again, Kingfisher was hard for me because I didn't like the king part of it, but I've gotten so used to it that it just was like a crazy switch up. I was really excited that his real name was announced and that we figured it out, but Kaiden, I wasn't prepared.
So, I think that my expectations were set because episode 1, I thought that it would be like Richard or something. So I think that I set my own expectations.
So real.
I said, okay, well, at least it's not Bill or Richard or not that those names are bad.
It's not like naming your god sword Simon. It's
Yeah.
just, it's got a more powerful ring to it than Bill.
And then I didn't get any spoilers, but I did see things online that said, oh my gosh, we hate his name. The name's getting a lot of hate.
Okay.
And I guess I thought it was going to be really bad.
Okay, so your expectations were down here, so then when the name was up here, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Again, I don't hate it. I just feel like I was really unprepared, and then they just start using it so lackadaisical.
Oh, yeah. It's all of a sudden, I'm like, who the hell is Kaiden?
Yeah, she starts calling him Kai, and I'm like, Caillou?
Oh, I know, Kai. Yeah, she starts
I'm picturing
calling
the
him
bald
a
kid.
nickname.
Caillou.
Okay,
Kai.
stop. I hate that girl. The whiniest kid in the world.
Why is he bald also? Can we talk about why Caillou is bald?
No.
Anyways, Kaiden.
When do you get that out of my head? You wrecker. Alright, so chapter 48 is Folly.
So, I said it's so cool that he knows his name now. I feel like that is such a big piece for Fisher, because I feel like he's felt really, like, undone about it, and like something was missing, and it's just like another thing that he has to put in his sacrifice things that he doesn't get to know his real name.
The way he described it, like, what did he say? Something about it falling over him like a blanket or whatever.
Yes.
Like, it just fit. And I really liked the way he described it.
I also thought that it was, I'll agree with you. And I also really liked, because this was in chapter 47, I think, when he was talking about when Bellicon tried to use it against him. And this is the first time where I'm like, Ceres, yes. You are fully thinking through the things that you are doing.
Finally.
And she uses the rune to break, she kind of, break his name, essentially, where nobody can control you with it. And it made me have a lot more faith in her again.
Yeah.
Of capabilities.
Yeah, it's been a struggle, this
book. It has been a struggle, this book.
Get your stuff together. Anyways, Onyx dies.
Yep, I literally put freaking a little about Onyx.
So, I didn't have any feelings on this.
I thought that I'd be a lot more upset about her because, like, I was sobbing with Archer.
And he didn't even die.
And didn't even die. And Onyx, I just felt, I don't know, I wasn't
I know.
sad as I felt like I should have been.
Same. I didn't shed a tear. But maybe it's because I just thought, okay, well, maybe it's not the end. I really didn't feel like...
I thought it was going to be the end.
Okay. So I was kind of thinking, okay, it's horrible, but maybe it's not like the end for him. Whatever. I wasn't as upset as I wanted to be, which makes us sound horrible, but...
I don't know.
I didn't have this huge connection with him. Like, if it would have been Foley or
If it would have been a character that we've had actually, because, like, Onyx can't talk. Onyx isn't a person. Yes, he's a beloved pet, and I love how much Fisher and Saris love him, but it didn't, I don't know. He went out protecting Saris, and it felt right.
Yes, and I felt okay.
Yeah.
And I did think, I said maybe it's not the end for him. So I think in my head I was thinking,
like, prepped
it's okay.
and ready. Yeah.
I'm not going to panic yet. So then they behead Belly.
Which, hell yeah. But then it also talked about how he wasn't dead. That was really confusing to me. I was like, how can you not be dead?
So they can't kill him unless Madra dies too or something. Remember when they were talking about that in the first book, like, to kill one, you have to kill all three.
Then why is Malcolm dead?
That's where I don't know. There's holes in my thing here. Anyway, so now he's no longer oathbound.
Yep.
He's unkillable.
Yeah, love that.
They escape.
Yep.
And that's it.
And yeah, so then chapter 49. They're carrying Onyx. I don't know. She's like trying to put him back together. Is she trying to unbreak death? Question mark? Is that what it was?
Yes.
And the Hazrats is telling her that she's going to break the rune and so that she can't unbound all of her friends. And I don't know about you, but I was pissed.
Sam and I are sharing a look right now because I think we felt the same exact way.
What the fuck?
I was so mad.
What are we doing? Yes, okay. I would be devastated if any of my animals died. I have been devastated when animals die. But if I had to choose between saving you or my cat, I think I know where I stand.
It felt
childish.
Very selfish. In the sense of she's sacrificing the break abilities to save her friends. Like, the Hazrak said, you're really going to do this? Like, the ability, you can break the oath for your friends, like your found family. Like, you can save them. And you're just like, I don't care. I want him alive.
I want my fox.
It just really pissed me off, too. That just felt really like, this is going to come back to bite you in the ass. Like, Foley. It brought me back to, remember when they had their, what episode was that? 1 or 2.
Okay.
And you were saying that, what the hell, she cares more about, like, oh my god, my fox.
When she got back to college for the first time.
And that brought me back to you saying that, because it was the same thing. You said, why is she caring about that? Like,
and not that you shouldn't care about your pets, but you just saw this man. You just saw this fox. He traversed a whole plane for you. I get it. But there are actual people in this room that are loving and caring for you, and you're choosing the fox?
Yeah. And I want to stress, Sam and I love animals.
Yes.
She has 2 dogs and a cat. I have 2 dogs.
Yes.
Always have had pets. Like, I love pets. And I will say, it did make me kind of get teary. And when Fisher was comforting her and he said, they come to us as friends when we needed them most.
Yes. And I think that he was so sweet and such a good pet. But we're talking about essentially life or death and being controlled by Bella Khan, who is their #1 enemy at the moment, and she's choosing the fox, who chose to protect her.
And he's already, like,
he's
basically
dead.
Almost died once. Okay, so you're gonna, what happens in 10 minutes from now when a dragon comes out or something, eats him whole, and then poor Ren, Lorith, all your good friends are just effed.
Yeah, I don't know. That was just...
So I really hope that will come that's not going to screw everyone else over.
Because I'm going to be pissed.
I am happy that Onyx is alive.
Yes, 100%.
I think that it's
I'm
so
not
sweet.
sad that he's not dead.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't
just-
want people to think that we're just like slaying animals, haters, but
It just felt really unrealistic
yeah.
and dumb. I know we're talking about magic, and obviously, but like, I don't know.
Are we being like Danya right now?
Well, we should be. Because what the fuck? Anyways, now they're at Ajin, which I thought was very curious that that's where they ended up. That's not where I was thinking that they were going to end up.
Freaking Ajin, yep.
What were you thinking? Or was
We're
your
on
whole
chapter 50 now, right?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't thinking. I was just mad about Onyx.
Fair.
Whatever. But anyways, they're at Ajin, yes.
My first thought when they got to Ajin, I was like, oh, do we think that there's any brimstone left there from the dragon? Was my quick thought.
Okay.
Just at the start. But then we
Fair.
get to, then someone comes out of the gate giving them shit, and it's Ren.
Yep.
So Ren is safe. I'm happy about it. I'm confused.
I said finding Ren was a little anticlimactic for me.
Yeah.
Why couldn't Isabel find him if he wasn't in these like shadows and
I think it's because the gates are iron
okay.
and they can't get through that because she talks about how a force of magic or something is keeping her out, and if the gates can keep almost anything out, I would assume that it can keep a witch from scrying where you are.
Yep.
That's my thought process there.
Okay, yep, you're right. So, I don't know, I just felt that was a little anticlimactic.
I agree.
But I'm glad.
I'm glad that, yes. And then I was also really confused about how, so they're sitting outside the gates or whatever, and Belicon's men already found them?
Yeah, I don't know.
And they were talking about how they did shadow gates to certain parts because then Belicon couldn't track them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is there a rat?
I don't
Like,
know.
how did they find him so fast?
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. It's really confusing to me.
So then they hop into the stinky portal.
Okay, well, first off, so we talked about how Ren has now,
Meme.
after... we talked about how Ren buried his sister there, and when you have blood, you're oath-bound to this, and that's why he got called there.
Yes.
My question
I
was...
thought that was really interesting.
I did too. I really liked that.
I did too. I liked it a lot.
Question. So if Ren is oath-bound to Ajin, is he still oath-bound to Belicon?
Yes.
Okay, it's curious to me that you can be oath-bound more than once.
You could be oath-bound to everyone and everything.
So my thought process there is like, okay,
so who's
so
more
if
important?
if you get called to Ajin, but Belicon's like, no, come to me. If Belly's like, come to me.
Yeah, Belly.
If Belly, does he have to obey Belicon, or does Ajin outweigh? Or if he's behind Ajin's gates, can Belicon not control him?
That's what I was thinking. Just like exactly what you said about
the
witch
iron.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So let's call it that and say we're winning.
I did not like when they talked about the beast coming through the stinky gates.
Oh, the stinky portal,
The stinky portal.
And stealing all the men.
Yeah.
Well, okay, how else do you... They literally described it as...
No, they described it as
horrendous.
gross. Yeah, so stinky is right.
Alright, so fine, we can... It's smelly better.
And then I literally put, how do we feel about Kadon? But we already talked about it, so... Okay, they're going to hell. That's where this portal goes.
Yep.
They
jump in.
Jump in. Chapter 51 is literally one line. I fucking hate dragons.
Yeah. And I put, they're just using his government name like nobody's business at this point.
So real. They said, oh, we know it now. Fuck Kingfisher.
Kaiden, this, whatever. I'm going to have a very hard time switching.
I am too. I think that that's why I was so taken aback. And then also, all of a sudden, we're shortening Kaiden now. So now it's Kai.
Poor Callie Hart. She just gets ripped on
through
her.
the mud.
First his real name, or his first name, Kingfisher, then his real name, then the cover of her book. Like, she's just getting...
Yeah. And now I'm picturing Caillou traversing through hell, so...
We're gonna have to sit her down and be like, so Callie.
Quick conversation.
Quick convo.
Love what you're doing.
Yeah.
Where are you getting the name?
Yeah. Also, your first book cover was great.
I loved it.
But yeah. Anyway, so 52, Promises and Hope. This is the last chapter.
Yes.
How do you say it? It's
Diaxis?
That's how I would, but I don't think that's right.
I listened to
Oh,
this.
that's how it
yeah,
is?
they were saying Diaxis. My first note is dragons, exclamation point.
Dragons.
But also super scary.
Yep.
I thought that it was interesting that dragons know all. Mm-hmm. And that they can hear them do their mating bond down in their heads. That's crazy.
I kind of love that the dragons are evil.
I know.
It's kind of fun.
Well, we talked about this.
We did.
That it was weird to see evil dragons. But then, again, she calls Saris Namebreaker. Is that... Because we talked about how she got called Namebreaker way before. Is that Fisher?
I thought so, but maybe it was more.
I don't know. I thought that was really cool to finally get like that connection taken care of. Because we've been talking about how they've been called all of these names a million times. Yeah. So it was really cool to get kind of closure to one of those.
Yep. So we have this unknown element in the portal, right? Yep. So I think that's going to be the name of the third book.
I would agree.
Do you have any thoughts on what the name of the element is?
No, I think we already know what the name of the third book is, and it was not an element.
Really? We don't know the name of it yet.
Oh, I thought that it was just...
It just said Fae Alchemy Book 3.
Oh, okay. So yeah, no, I don't know what it's going to be called. But my question is, so we're jumping into this portal, and we're introducing another element. Do we think that there's going to be an effect of not having... So I'm guessing this element is going to become a rune on her hand. Do you think that there's going to be an effect if Brimstone hasn't been closed yet, having 2 unopened runes?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Anyways, who the fuck Styx?
Well, God of Shadows.
I was so confused when they said Styx. I said, did I miss something? Did I miss a chapter?
We both did.
We did, yeah.
It's fine. If you have anything... Before, I just basically have the end stuff.
Okay, so when they were talking to that old dragon, the first dragon, and Shakrai is her child.
Mm-hmm. Like, how old is this lady?
That
I'm gonna call the dragon a lady.
It was a woman.
I know.
Such a good twist.
Yeah.
That she was like my only offspring.
Which makes it seem even worse because the offspring was so terrible. Like, okay, so how bad's the mom?
What are you? But then, if you think about it, offspring, she probably produces brimstone. Mm-hmm. I would assume that there's like a lineage for what you produce.
They all do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, they get knocked the fuck out, and they get strung up, and they're hanging upside down. I thought that it was really interesting that there were Fae and humans here.
Did they say that?
Mm-hmm. So do we think that the humans... Well, no, because Madra's guards were there. Yeah. I don't know. It was really curious. So then they're hanging, and she's trying to wake him up, and he's not waking up. But then when he does, 3 pieces of smoking meat.
It's a lot of stumps. Meats.
Glistening meat.
Negative terminology here. Lots in this book. So we need to add that to our Callie Hart interview when we have one in 72
Next
years.
So. All right, what do you got?
So we find out he's a half god, basically, because he says at the end, I want to speak to our father for what trade, or for a trade, okay?
Yes.
And prior to this, he basically tells Saris, sorry for not informing you about what's to come, and she's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I literally said, I promise to tell you everything. Rolling my eyes. Why have we been getting, I promise to tell you everything, 8 million times in this book and not getting information?
No, this made sense, though. Because otherwise, if she would have known everything, the dragon would have seen her thoughts, and that's what he said.
No, and I'm getting this.
So this made sense to me.
Again,
this didn't
I'm
make
just
me
more
mad.
getting mad of the thing of, why are we keep doing this?
Well, this one they told us why, though, so then it didn't make me mad.
It's the end of the book, and now we have to wait another year. It was a really good twisty ending.
I loved the ending. The ending was so good.
It was.
So he's basically, and we have so much to talk about now about theories. So those are basically his shadow bros.
Yeah, so his dad is not his dad, I would assume then.
We don't, that leaves the question.
His dad had shadows.
Well, that leaves the question. So then is that Styx? Or is that some other father figure?
But he talked about how his dad had shadows and his dad gave him his shadows. So is his dad still alive? Did he take Carrion there and then somehow get back to this dark hell?
It could be a couple of things. It could be that Styx is his dad because he's the god of shadows. And then this other, and that's who he's talking about when he says my dad.
Yep.
But then the father that took Carrion and saved Carrion, they didn't talk about him after he dropped Carrion off.
So I think that he's still alive.
But he could just be a stepdad type of deal.
But he also had shadow magic.
Do we know that though?
Yes,
Or
because remember with the guy when he went to go trade for a love potion for Fisher's mom?
Yeah, but is he talking about Styx?
So you're saying there might be two separate.
When he's referring to his dad, he could be talking about his real dad, his biological dad, and not his...
I think that they're the same person.
I don't know. So that's one thing that we don't know.
What's your theory? Do you think that they're separate? Or
I think they're separate.
I think they're together.
I think the person that took Carrion is not his real dad.
Okay.
I think Styx is like his biological dad.
Okay.
There were so many other clues in this book too. So what I put together too, you know how he can't lie when he says the famous line, I'll be the only god you're worshiping. It was there all along. He can't lie, like he can't say. Is that not like huge, Sam?
It's such a sexy line, and there's so much meaning.
And I've heard it 100 million thousand times.
Yeah, because it's all over TikTok. That is so good.
I know. And then a lot of people are talking about chapter 7, paragraph 7. That just basically goes over in Quicksilver that Styx is the god of shadows.
When Everlane was going over all of them, and I don't know about you, did not put 2 and 2 together.
No, I feel like, but then they were focused on the 2 twins and
the
Zareth.
god of chaos,
So why would we even be thinking about the other gods?
100%. And we didn't take notes when we read the first one. I feel like if we would have taken notes, we might have picked it up, but that's just me being optimistic for us.
And it just puts so much together. Like, she was freaking out, and he was so weirdly calm during this whole scenario. Like, I got you, no worries, whatever.
And it also just makes sense because I feel like Fisher can do a lot more that other people can't. Like, when he was training himself with the iron, why wouldn't other people do that if that was a capability? This is good. Like, the end of this book made this book a lot better for me. There was a lot of build-up, and it was getting a little hard for me. But I do really like the ending, and I do think that the third book has a lot of potential.
I have a couple other things before we wrap it up. One other thing that we didn't mention is Aerith, the Lord of Midnight, when they were talking about how he killed them, and that was their last.
Because we mentioned about how he said, I worship different gods. Yeah, that was
you brought that to our attention too. We should have put that together too.
Yeah.
But that was tough.
There was so much going on in this book.
Yeah.
But it was, I feel like, hard to connect a lot of dots there.
The last thing is like Finvara is his last name. So where does that come from? Is that his mom's last name? Like, where does that come from?
I don't know.
Anyways, and he said, I've come for my dragon.
Yeah. So I don't know what that means.
So is he gonna be like, yo, I want my dragon now. I'm calling him my dragon.
Give me my egg.
I need to kill this whatever off. So
I don't know.
So I'm assuming that's gonna come into play.
Do you think that Fisher's friends know this information about him, or do you think that it's
I don't think any
him and him alone? Also, is this where we think Everlane is?
I don't know. Well, yeah, we have yet to talk about that. I didn't even think about her. She's so...
I know. I think that this is where she is. She's covered in shadows. She talked repeatedly about the gate being open, and that beast has been coming through for how many weeks at the same time? I think that this is where she is. I don't know how she got here, but here we are.
I think Elroy's going to come back into play too.
100%.
The last time we saw Elroy, he goes, I'll be seeing you again.
Yeah, I think that Elroy has a lot of information that we're going to need.
He's a villain.
You take it back. You dirty.
So we still need We never heard from
I
Madra.
know. And now
We
she's siphoning off all this magic. Bellicon is still alive.
Swift. We got Carrion. We got to figure his stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Lots more to get info on. We still need more info on the witches.
There's so many loose ends.
The
at the
other
end of this
reason
book.
why I don't think that his like biological or what his dads are different is because his dad, one of his dads, saved Carrion and was all good, whatever, had like just a good heart and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But then now he's a god or a half god,
Mm-hmm.
so then his dad has to be a god, right? For
Well,
him to be a half god.
My other question is, I know he said father, but what if the guy that you think is separate, okay? They talk about him having shadow magic as well. I'm assuming they're the same person. What if he also was like, what if it's like a grandpa figure, but they call him father because he produces all of
Could be.
their magic
Yeah,
line.
it could be like
He's
the
father
different
of their
like
magic.
a title.
Yeah.
Like more of a title. It could
Like
be.
they were calling Malcolm father.
But I guess what I was getting at is he's the god of hell. Like he's
No,
not a
I
good
know.
person. The person that saved Carrion was a good person. You know
It's
what
very
I'm
true.
saying? So that's not where it's lining up for me. Why
And
would
I
the
get
hell
that.
god be like, oh, throw Swifty a bone here?
I think my thought process is like they're calling him father, like how they called Malcolm father.
Okay,
He's
yeah,
the
which
creation
could
of their
be.
magic.
That would make sense. That would make sense.
But again, I guess we'll find out.
So we have a lot
There's
to find
a
out.
lot of loose ends. I think what I'm most curious to find out about, if I'm being completely honest, is I really want more on the witches. I want to know more about Nevercross, what's going on there. I'm very curious about the dragon aspect, especially because they talk about having to put Fisher on trial. And Fisher talking about how, of course, you're going to find me guilty because I killed the dragon and your worshiper.
The other thing is the fire sprites. Do you think they have anything to do with, like, they're from this, they almost seem like they're from the hell realm, right? So do you think Fisher
You know what?
knew that he was a god and, like, he's, you know, they're part of it?
His mom brought them to college. They were serving at college with his dad.
I feel like there's a connection there. That's what I wrote down when I
No,
said I
that's
had to make a
good.
note. Because when we were talking about the fire sprites and why they stayed behind, I was
Yeah.
thinking, well, gosh, now that we know the ending.
And this is the place that they're going to get brimstone, and they're made out of brimstone. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're probably
I feel like there's
100%
a
right.
connection there.
Yeah.
And I put that together when we were talking about it.
No, that's good.
Anyway, now that the theories and all that are
Yes.
whatever. So let's give our rating, and then I just like kind of why our final thoughts.
Do you want to go first? Or do you
Yeah,
want me
I
to?
can go first. I'm giving this a 4-star rating.
Okay.
And my ratings always change. Like
I
I'll
know,
read
we
different
do that
books
all the
or
time.
whatever, but this is where I'm at right now.
Yes.
It was very slow. You could tell this is a middle book.
Yes,
Like,
100%. There needs to be a lot of setup.
Yeah, if there wasn't a third book, I think I don't know. It was slow. It was hard for me to get through at some points. Like, I think there was a lot of important information, yada yada, but like I said, you could tell it's a middle book. I loved the ending, but I felt like that was like the most anything really shocked me in the book.
Yeah,
You
I think
know,
that's fair.
Like, I had a lot of fun with the Zilvarin and Carrion and Fisher doing their thing and the name and all that, but I don't know, some things in between there were just sort of hanging.
Yeah.
It was a good build-up. We'll definitely read next book.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm excited to just, like, be done.
I
was ready to be done.
I'm on the same page as you. I gave it a 4 on Goodreads. And in my review, I said I probably would have given it a 3.5 if that was an option. Like you were saying, it was really slow for me. I loved their love through this book.
Yes.
I felt like it was a really good build.
That's a good point.
And they, like we were talking about, they weren't being inappropriate. They weren't being like, shove it in your face, all I care about is my mate throughout this book. It was a prevalent line of like, I'm taking care of my mate, but other people still mattered.
Yeah.
I really liked the build-up and the amount of information we got, but like you were saying, it was so slow. I had to listen to a lot of it because I had a hard time reading it.
Mm-hmm.
I still love these characters, and I love where this book and the potential it has to go, but like you said, you could tell it was a middle book.
Yeah, like, we needed all this information,
Yes.
but it wasn't anywhere near
Yes.
as good as, like, the first book. But the first book's always so good.
And also,
So
I'm
it's hard.
gonna read the third one.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no way I would not, and I'm glad that I read this, and I'm glad that this was our first book for book club. But
And I think the other thing, like we talked about too,
Yeah.
I would have liked to get a little more wrap up from the first book. Like, we
Yeah.
didn't get a lot solved, and I feel like that dragged it out.
I agree.
Like, I feel like Belicon, Madra, somebody,
Yeah.
like,
There should have been more regarding those two, because now it just feels like we're introducing a
dragging
third
it.
villain.
Yes.
When we still have two that are
Exactly.
not taken care of.
Yeah.
Especially because we could just call Belicon dead. We could have been done with Belicon.
Or like when we went to Zilvar.
Yeah, I don't
know.
But again, good book. I liked it. I probably will end up changing my rating after we read other books. That always happens to us. But I felt solid on 3.5. If you could give it a 3.75, that's actually probably where I would land.
Okay.
Because it was really good writing.
Goodreads really needs to give
They
us
need
half
to update.
ratings.
Goodreads, if you hear this, talk to us.
Yeah. You, Callie Hart, we'll get
commentary.
you all on here. All right.
All right, well, that wraps up our first book for book club. So now we're going to play our game.
Are we gonna? Let's do the book first.
Okay, yeah.
We're announcing our next read.
Yes, which we're really excited about.
We've had this book for when
so
did it come
long.
out? I think end of September
Yes.
or
yeah.
early October because I got it for my birthday.
Yeah. Yep, I got it for you for your birthday. It's been out for a while.
So it's Grimm, Oro, the dueling perspectives.
Crowns. Yep. So this is the fourth book in the Lightlark series. So Lightlark was actually our first book club book. So we're jumping back to the beginning, and we're really excited for this. The artwork is killer.
Yeah, it's really cool. We can kind of go into it more on our next episode, but
Yeah.
we are going to start reading Oro first.
Yeah, and we're probably going to do 2 episodes on this book, so 1 for Oro and 1 for Grimm.
Yeah, just keep it short and sweet, and
Yep.
then we'll be doing Crown
Crown
Tide.
Tide, yeah, yep.
So we're excited about that, and yeah,
Yeah, all right.
it's your turn to pull.
All right. Okay.
Oh gosh, I'm scared.
You should be. Okay. Ooh, this is a good one.
Okay.
If you had to live in a book series, where would you pick?
Oh.
I think I know, and I'm nervous that ours is going to be the same.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think mine would be, wait, so it's like just one place in a book or a whole series?
A whole series. Like, that's you're living in their earth, essentially.
I really want to like live in the Night Court.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
I want to do Fourth Wing.
That was my thought, but the Night Court and the way her room is set up.
Yeah.
The second book is just so cool.
I agree. I think
and
it's solid.
I don't know. And there's so many fun, and they go to the like Kalas and like go
Yes.
have a good time. I think I want to live there for sure.
All right. Yeah. No, I would do Fourth Wing because I do think that I would, like, obviously, I'd have to be in the Dragon Riders.
Yeah.
I just think that it's fun. I love how magic works there. I think that the dragons are so cool. I think that the entire
Yes.
world is so cool, and I love the school setting of it all.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's where I would pick.
I love Fourth Wing. It's my favorite
Yeah.
series, but I don't want to live in a dorm like type thing. I guess that's where my head's at, but I want
Okay.
to hang out with the dragons. Like, can I have a Night Court room but have a dragon there?
My thought process was
Can we
like living
blend
out
it?
in actual life.
Oh, okay.
Like, obviously they don't stay
Well,
at
I'm gonna
the
be in my
school.
room reading and taking baths, so I'm still firm
Still
in my
Night
answer.
Court. All right, solid. Well, I think that brings us to a close here, unless you've got anything else.
Thank you for listening
Yeah.
today. Make sure to follow,
Like, subscribe. We're on YouTube and Spotify right now, but we're working on our platform reach.
Yeah. So we appreciate any support and love, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.